Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Transformers Beast Wars reissue figure review. And if you got my hint from my Cheetor review, then you knew that the guy I was going to be reviewing next is the Ultra Class Optimus Primal. So before we look at Big Bot himself, we're going to look at the box. And this is actually a very, very nice box. And now this is an Ultra Class, so to compare to the Deluxe, which is the only other size class that they have reissued yet. So you can see that the Deluxes are back in the OG 2000s blister packs, whereas he is in a box, which is very reminiscent of Leader Class. So, to look at everything, we got some nice artwork of a concept of what he was going to look like, but then changed for the CGI animation. Which, I mean, this is pretty cool, but, I mean, he's got the Death Club, so, I mean, I don't think that really fits his character, much less other people. But, anyway, it's still cool. So, right here, we've got the bio and text specs. So, it says, Maximal, Optimus Primal, Function Maximal General. Optimus Primal has biogenically re-engineered his body structure into a gargantuan robotic gorilla. Cybernetically infused musculature has enhanced strength to superpower levels. And it says the secret weapon locations, and it tells you where all the secret weapons are, which I'll tell you where they are. And for strength, intelligence, speed, and firepower, they are all 10s. He is maxed out, so he is a very powerful foe to any Predacon that would dare try to stand against him. And if you can see on the back, we've got Megatron and Rattrap. Now, out of all the 4 reissues that they've done, I went to Walmart recently, and they had all 4 of them. And Rattrap is a one-step changer. And I have the Kingdom one, which I honestly think is better. So, you probably won't be seeing a review of him on there. And as for Megatron, he just... I don't know. I just prefer Optimus over Megatron, and I prefer the Cheetor over Rattrap. So that's just my opinion of the figures, not the character. That's not my opinion on the characters. That's just my opinion on the toys that were at Walmart. But anyway, now that we've looked at the box, we can look at him. And one reason why I got him over Megatron is because this guy is packed with so many gimmicks, you can almost consider him a playset. I'm not kidding. So, anyway, to look at detail, let me try and zoom in here so we can see what we've got. We've got a nice looking, more realistic gorilla facial expressions with a snarl instead of the cartoon accurate face. Nice textured fur, you can even see it. It's popped up, and it is there. It's not painted like on the Masterpiece. It is there. It is all fur detail. It's very nice. Just all kinds of how it sways and moves. It just looks really, really good. Painted fists. He's got his feet, and he's got a painted chest. And it's very, very nice. Now, for articulation, he's got... Let me zoom out. Oh, trying to zoom out. New camera. He's got a full 360-degree rotation at the arm on nice ratchets due to a gimmick. He's got an outward that far. He's got a bicep rotation on a ratchet. He has an elbow bend, a little bit over 90 degrees. His head, due to the transformation, you can barely move it, and I just activated a gimmick. But, I mean, if you are as old as I am, you've seen what this figure does. So, this is a spoiler. I did not mean to press that button. You can kind of move the face up just a little bit due to the transformation, but it really doesn't do anything for posing. For the legs, he's got a ball joint at the hip. He's got a backwards knee due to the transformation, and he's got a bit of a toe wiggle. Now, to start off with gimmicks, if you saw just a few seconds ago, you can press the gray button on his crack to flip out a dual pair of missile launchers. So now you have Attack Monkey. And yes, I know, he's a gorilla, not a monkey. This is what everyone calls him, and I think it's funny. So, you have 2 missiles, so you can fire and fire. And these are high-powered missiles, too. And they're long missiles, too, so it shouldn't be too hard to find them after you shoot them off. He comes with 4 of these. 2 of them are inside for another gimmick. But what you do is you just flip this back after you load the missile in. And that counts as storage, too, which I think is nice. That way you have storage for all 4 missiles. Now, moving on to another gimmick, because you can use this in robot mode, too. Now, for a gorilla... My tongue has stopped working at this point. So now for the next gimmick, you come up to his back, and you don't press this button that activates the missile launchers. What you want to do is pull out this lever, and then push it in, so it shifts. So whenever you pull out the lever, it comes out, and you want to make sure that you push it in, that way the lever is activated. Now, you want to bring one arm out, keep one arm in, bend his elbow so that way it hits his chest, and then you want to orient the other elbow and the same way, but have it out with his fist bent. And let me see if I can get my light on this, that way it doesn't obstruct it too much. So I think you can see, because this is black on black with a bunch of white light, so I don't know how well this is looking. But anyway, you flip the lever up and down. And let me see if I can get it working here. And he can... Well, it's not doing it now. Keeps one to move his, elbow. Getting it up like that. Alright, and now he can bang his chest like a real gorilla by flipping the lever. I mean, that's just fun on its own. That's awesome. And that is just fun. And this guy is just gimmick packed. And I love it. See if I can get the arm to go back around. That way you can do it without falling over. Let's see what I can do here. Let's get it pushed in. Now, it all relies on a bunch of ratchets. So, on my copy, this arm likes to droop down a little bit whenever you activate it. There we go. I got it. Bend that down. Bend this up. Let me see if I can get this oriented. It's hard to do behind the camera, so let me see if I can get this oriented a little bit better to get it to work better for you all. You hear these ratchets clanking back here. Let me see what I can do here. See if I can get it to work. There we go, I got it to work. Alright, and that is pretty much it for Gorilla Mode. So, moving on to transformation, what you want to do is pull the lever back out, straighten it down, and then push it back in, and make sure it's flush with his back. Now, what you want to do is bring his arms down. Let me angle down the camera, that way I don't have to do so much right here. Get rid of my zoom, and turn up the brightness a little bit so you all can see what I'm doing better. Focus, camera, focus for me. There we go. Now that is better. That is so much better. Sorry the rest of this video was fuzzy because this is a brand new camera and I finally figured it out, and I think I just got this in HD. So, yay. Alright. So just like the show, this guy transforms pretty much almost identical to the show. So what you want to do right here is there's these white tabs, and that relies on the gear hinge to make the chest pounding gimmick work. But you just want to flip up, and those will come out, and they lock into place. You can hear it. It's a soft tab, but you can feel in here that it has locked in. You want to make sure that the elbows are rotated to the front, and the whole mechanism with the gorilla pounding his chest has to do with the lever, which has a bunch of gears that goes inside of both of the arms, so whenever you move one, it'll move the other. Alright, then you want to straighten out the legs. You want to rotate them at the waist. And this guy's almost identical to the show. You want to rotate his toes in to flip out his heel spurs. And then you want to flip out his feet, which reveal these nice red hydraulics. Stand him up. Get him up position here. Let me raise up just a little bit. Let me get my light out of the way for you all because it's kind of blurring his face a little bit. See what I can do here. Hang on. Come on, light. Come on. Move out of the way for me. Alright, I think that's a bit better. Alright, now you want to just untab it from the neck. There's a tab in the neck, so you just want to pull up on the head. And then you want to bring it down and then push in the top. Nope, you want to push in the bottom where his mouth is to rotate it around, and then push it again, and it will tab into place. And then you slide these down, and that will clip in, and there is his chest. And bring up the head, and that is it for Optimus. Now, he does have the mutant mask on, and then to get rid of that, what you want to do is just flip it down. Well, actually, no. You want to flip this down, flip the horns for his head up, flip it back around, and then you can rotate the head around, have the mutant mask in the back, and you just flip that down, rotate the head around, make sure these are flipped back up, and there you have the regular battle mask head, not the mouth plateless head, but he does have the faceplate. But there is Optimus done. And he looks awesome. So, articulation is pretty much the same, except now that you have, I guess you could, a foot bend, so I guess you could count that as that. And then you still have the knees, and the arms that move the exact same way, but you do get a little bit more outward movement. Alright. Waist rotation. Still fully ball jointed. Still fully ball jointed ankles. Hang on, some is here. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Where was I at? I was at ball jointed hips, not ankles. All right. So you saw the mutant mask. That was one gimmick, but you have to have the mutant mask flipped around to transform so his head can go back a certain distance. But for other gimmicks, what you can do is press the same button as you did in Gorilla Mode. It flips up the missile launchers. So you have two missiles in there. And then you can see back here that he's got two of his swords. And those just tab in by that little square hole right there. And the little peg sticking out. And you want to have it going in this way. So it can fit into that cavity. So he has one of those on both sides. And then if you flip up on this tab, he's got his face mace, head mace, whatever you want to call it. Didn't use it in the show, so it doesn't have a name. So you can stick that right there, flip that back up. And then, if you flip back the mutant mask, you can see there are 2 more missiles. So you can store every single one of his weapons in Gorilla Mode, which is awesome, because I love built-in weapon storage like that. And it doesn't affect the figure, which is really cool. Oh, one more step of transformation. You need to flip these black tabs up. And that frees up these for another gimmick without hard ratchets for the bicep swivel. Alright, and then the last gimmick on this guy that is not connected to the back like the gorilla swinging arms were is you want to flip this lever back, and when you do that, a gun will fold out. Now, it does not say this in the instructions, but you are supposed to then flip that up, and it looks just like it does on the box, and there you have his double-barreled shotgun hand cannon like he used in the show. And then you can take the other 2 missiles and load them in there. So now he has all 4 of his missiles. And you can take the head mace and pull this out. And to store it, what you want to do is have the string wrapped around the hilt or handle. And you just put it back up in there. And you can tuck the string into the cavity. So you take that out. And he can hold this. And there you go. Now, for the missiles, it's the exact same. 1, 2. And then on the gun arm, you push down on these 2 tabs. So there's all 4 missiles. And then for the last gimmick is you flip this back in. You flip all these up just so that way we have clearance so it doesn't get stopped by the missile launchers. You can take both of the swords and take off his mace. You can have both of the swords in his hand. Sure, I got them turned around the right way. So you can dual wield the swords, which is cool. And if you unlock those black tabs, like I forgot to do, but then I did it, you flip the lever back up, and he has, get it positioned the right way, he has sword swinging action. It works better if you have his arms out, like that. And kind of outward like that, so they don't get in each other's way. If you want to really go for it, then you can take both swords, plug it in oppositely onto his hand, like that. Kind of have it like a propeller blade, where they're facing the opposite way. And there you go. And then you can plug the mace into this hand and have him flinging this around. And he's just all kinds of dangerous. Just flinging it around, dropping stuff everywhere. It's kind of hard to do all this behind the camera. But this guy is a lot of fun. And that's just neat. I mean, he's just gimmick packed, which I love. Alright. Let me get him back right here. And scoot everything back here. And for comparison, here he is with Kingdom Core Class Optimus. That's all I have for scale right now. I know I used him with Cheetor too, but still, just for you to be able to see similarities in size with the same figure that I used to scale for Cheetor. I do not know if I will be getting the Megatron and Rat Trap, but as for right now, just Optimus and Cheetor by themselves together, I mean, I love these guys, so, I mean, if someone gets me Megatron or Rat Trap for Christmas, I mean, yeah, thank you, but I don't think I'm going to be getting them as in me going to the store and buying them myself. I just saw more interest in Cheetor and Optimus than in the other two. But I'm sure they're still good if you have them, but I don't, so I can't really give an opinion on it. But it's just my personal preference. But anyway, so for comparison, again, here he is with Cheetor. And scaling is not perfect to the show. I think Cheetor should be a little more up here than down here. But that gives you a size difference in Deluxe and Ultra. And Rat Trap is actually a tad, just a tiny bit taller, maybe up to Primal's fist. Actually, maybe up to about Primal's fist right there. That's about how tall Rat Trap is, and I think Megatron is the same size as Optimus. So, anyway, let me get these guys out of the way here. I know this video has been going on long, and I'm sorry about that. I've just been trying to show all the gimmicks, and it's just a lot of stuff. So, anyway, put these missiles back in. You just take them in. There are two little holes back there. I don't know how well you can see that. There you go. There's a hole back there, and you just put the missile into it. Flip back the mask again, and if you activate that, put these in there. I think I put it in upside down. Yes, I did. I put it in upside down. You know what? Let's really go for it. Let's just have all of his gimmicks out at the same time. Let's just do that. There you go. So, there you have the 2021 Vintage Transformers Beast Wars Ultra Class Optimus Primal reissue. And I hope you've enjoyed, and stay tuned for more reviews. I don't know what I'm going to review. Today, I've been tongue-tied so many times. I am so sorry. But anyway, I don't know what I'm going to review next. I think I do have something in mind that may come out tomorrow. So, I hope you've all enjoyed. And sadly, this is all I have for Vintage Beast Wars stuff. So, anyway. But I do have some other good stuff coming up. It will just be depending on what I feel like doing on that certain day. So, anyway. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.